In this tutorial, I will show you how to create an insertion sort algorithm with AlgoTouch. First, I will explain the principle of the algorithm. Then I will show how to make it possible, that is, playing with the data. Then I will create the program by demonstration, that is, recording the actions of the main loop, defining the exit conditions, defining how to start the algorithm, and finally, we will test the created program with new data. Let's sort an array of n values by increasing order. The basic idea of insertion sort is the following. At step k, the values a0 to a k-1 are already sorted. For instance, 12, 30, 56. We have to place the value 13 at the right place, and the way to do it is by inserting 13 in this array. And the idea is to move 13 from the left until it reaches its right place. Let's play with the data to see how it works. K indexes the current value to insert, and we use two indexes I and J to index two indexes to compare adjacent values. So, at first step, we compare A, J, and I. As we see that 13 is lower, we swap. We suppose that swap has already been defined. Then we decrease J and I. We compare again. 13 is lower, we swap. Then we decrease the values. And as we see that 13 is bigger than 12, we stop. So now means that 13 has been inserted correctly. Now we increase K and we start the process again. That is, we place I to the value of K, we place J to I-1, and we try to place correctly the value 9. So, for instance, here we swap, then we move I and J to the left, we swap, then we move I and J to the left, we swap, we move I and J to the left, we swap, we move I and J to the left, and we stop since we've reached the left part of the array. And we continue like this. Let's create a macro insert k to program the insertion of value ak. New macro. I use indexes I and J. I have to initialize I to K and J to I-1. So let's record this. I to K and J to A-1. Okay. Now in the loop, I record the loop. If AJ is greater than AI, which is the case here, I have to swap. So I swap. And then I decrease J, decrease I. And I stop. Here I can replay it since I see that A4. No, here it's okay. A4 is bigger than A3, so I exit the loop. Exit the loop because by comparing AI and J, I see that AI is greater than AJ. Let's now test the macro with three cases. The case where a value like 96 is already greater than the others, when a value like 13 is in the middle, and here I will change this value 50 to a small value like 0 to have a value lower than the others. So position K to this first one and I run insert K. You can see that this value has not changed. Now with this one, insert 13, this is okay. Now with this one, insert, and there's a problem because this index is out of bounds. This means that I have to exit the loop in this case. So I add something. I will insert a condition on the value of j, which cannot be equal to -1. So I insert the condition, which condition comparing j with 0. Since j is lower than 0, this is an exit condition. And I can see here I've inserted this exit condition, j lower than 0, we must exit the loop. Now let's try with another value, for instance -1 here. We increment k, we insert it. Now the insertion of -1 is okay and there is no error anymore. We are now ready to design the insertion sort program. Let's first rename the macro by insertion sort. Let's change the values of the array by shuffling the content. Let's do it again to be sure. Okay. Let's edit the insertion sort program. First, we need to start at k equals 1, since a0 is already a good place. So from I record putting 1 to k. Stop. Let's record now the loop. As we've seen, the loop consists in calling insert k and adding 1 to k for the next step. So let's record this. Insert k and increment k. Okay. Let's see if it works. Okay. Now 9 will be inserted. Okay. Now 52. Okay. Now 13. Now -1. Now 96. Now 12. Now 0. And now we have to exit. So exiting the loop, comparing k with the length of the array, and exiting if k is greater than or equal to the length of the array. That's it. Here we have the program of the main part, the main macro insertion sort. Now let's test this program. First, let's change the value of the array. And run the program. Execute. Step by step. Initialization. Verify if we need to stop. Then inserting testing, inserting, and automatically inserting at each step the value of AK. That's it.